Well, good evening, family. Hey, it's your brother, G. Hightower, the Entanglement Coach, coming in for this late night love chat. And we're going to chop it up and have some really deep but delicious dialogue tonight. We're talking about tonight trauma. And the question for those of us who are single, and actually it's not a question, it's really about addressing what I know to be a really serious issue. And that is trauma transfer. That many people who have suffered through trauma have begun to impact, or maybe I should say more properly, infect the lives of other people, causing us who may have not gone through that same particular trauma, that we become impacted based on those who are close to us. And based on what they feel and what they've been through, it causes us to shut our hearts down. It causes us to avoid emotional issues. It causes us to become absent emotionally or shut our hearts down completely and not even entertain the idea of having real love in your life. So listen, come on in, family. We're going to have some good conversation in here tonight. I promise you, you're going to enjoy the conversation. All right. So listen, as you're coming into the broadcast, hit that share button, family, because all of us have been impacted one way or another by trauma. All of us. Trauma doesn't, there's no way that you can avoid or escape trauma. All of us are going to go through it. Now, of course, there's a myriad of types of trauma that one can go through in life. However, some of us have been blessed not to have to suffer through certain types of trauma, but unfortunately, and this is to the point of our room for tonight, unfortunately, many of us have been impacted indirectly by trauma because somebody else went through a betrayal. And even though you haven't experienced that, someone else has literally transferred the pain of their trauma onto you. Blessings, Estelita. Thank you for coming in. Yes, indeed. My day has been wonderful and productive. I hope yours has been too. Again, family, as you're coming into the broadcast, hit that share button right there. Listen, YouTubers, thank you all so much, YouTubers. I appreciate you, my YouTube family. Listen, I need you all to please hit that big red button that says subscribe. Bam, hit that big red button. Subscribe to the page, because we're going to be doing some things exclusively on the platform of YouTube that are that won't be available in other areas. Thank you, Dr. Clara. I appreciate you, dear. Abundant blessing to you, Dr. Clara. So yes, thank you all for joining the broadcast. And I'm going to make sure I do my part and share too. Boom. Let's make sure we do our part. Let's see. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah. I can do this. Bam. 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 All right. I want to do my part and share as well. All right. Blessings on you, Lady Shira. I appreciate you for coming in. My dear sister, Miss Tanisha, thank you for coming in. I appreciate all of you coming into the broadcast tonight. Such a blessing to have you all. There we go. Bam. All right. Now, there we go. We are in the building. All right. So listen, let's get into it now, family. Thank you for coming in and sharing. I appreciate you all. You can also drop some names in the comment section. That essentially tags people, especially here on Facebook. That essentially tags people and brings people into the broadcast when you share, when you drop people's name. Now, just make sure that when you share their name, when you drop their name in the comment section, their name is in the comment as it appears on their page. Okay. If Uh, you know, if your cousin or your sister's name is Tanya, then you have to put Tanya and put her last name, not Tata or TT. You drop her nickname in, she won't be tagged. So you have to put their name in the comment section as it appears on their page. All right. Thank you, Estelita. I think it's kind of a boring background, but it is what it is. All right. So listen, we're going to get into it tonight, family. I'll wait for a couple of minutes, give people a chance to come into the room, And again, tonight we're talking about trauma transfer. Here's one of the things that I've noticed, family. And by the way, for those who do not know me, by the way, let me make a proper introduction. I am the CEO of Real Love Nation. And Real Love Nation is a relationship development, premarital consulting, and divorce recovery firm. I bring you 19 years, that's right, 19 years of pastoral counseling, pastoral consulting experience. So I'm not new to this. I'm real true to this. Passionate about the mission of building and maintaining healthy love relationships. I specialize in helping people break free from soul ties, helping people break free from entanglements, unhealthy attachments, and heal from soul wounds. That is my niche. That is my passion and my drive. And so tonight, I want to talk about something that I've noticed over the last several years. Bless you, Ness. Over the last several years, in people in their relationships. It's most interesting, and I find this to be true more so among women than men, but men are impacted as well. And what I've noticed is that a lot of women, because women are better communicators, they come together and they talk about more things than men do. And so a woman who has gone through trauma, particularly, we're going to focus tonight on the trauma of betrayal, or I like to say the soul wound of betrayal. And I've noticed, family, that when a woman has gone through that, when she talks to her family members, friends, and others that may be in her sphere of influence, I have found that that trauma that she's still carrying, the pain of the soul wound that she's still carrying, can literally transfer onto someone else, an innocent bystander, if you will, someone who has not gone through that trauma, someone who hasn't even had really any really terrible occurrences in previous relationships. We've all had some failings and shortcomings, and we've all experienced pain or disappointment on one level or another, but some people haven't been traumatized. Some people haven't gone through that. Everybody hasn't been betrayed in a relationship. Everybody hasn't suffered through that. So now, if what I have been through, I speak that and pour that into Vicky, then now Vicky can be infected, or at the very least negatively impacted by what I've gone through, even though Vicky's not gone through that. But the trauma I'm feeling has been now transferred onto her. And now here she is in a relationship with her man. And now she becomes suspicious of her man because she heard from her friend how all men cheat, how all men are dogs, how no men can be trusted, and all of those kind of things. Well, really, that friend is not speaking based on real knowledge. She's speaking on the pain from her personal experience. And because she's dealt with a high level of trauma, it has now been transferred onto her friend. And now her friend, hear this, family, her friend now brings the pain of that infection into her relationship. Lady Jewel, bless you. Miss Nichelle, good evening. God bless you. Thank you for coming in. So listen, we got to deal with this, family, because this is really ruining a lot of relationships. I find this to be true among singers, artists, musicians, educators, and I find this to be true of people who are first responders and law enforcement officers, people who have to deal with people in the public setting all the time, people who have a high level of interaction and have to develop interpersonal skills with people, because not only do I have my own relationships that I have to steward, but I also have relationships out in the workforce that I have to steward. And so now, good to see you, Markiba. Ms. Deborah, good to see you. Thank you for coming in. Miss Angela, Miss Tanya, listen. And so, Trila, good to see you. So now watch this. So now I have been infected. My soul has been wounded because of betrayal. And now, Miss Tanya, because of the betrayal that I've gone through, when I sit at the barber shop, I'm now telling all the men in there, yeah, man, you know, you can't trust these women. Doctor, you talking about, man? What you talking about, man? I got a good woman in my life. Yeah, she might be good now, but trust me, dog, she gonna show her true colors after a while. Now, watch this. Because of the pain or the trauma that I've experienced, I'm now transferring that trauma onto him. And now he goes home and he begins to doubt or becomes unfairly suspicious of his wife, when his wife is a loyal, dedicated, virtuous woman. But because I have transferred or projected my pain onto my friend has now, bam, received that transfer, and now he takes that home. Now he has this wonderful, beautiful, loving environment that has now been infected because of the transfer of trauma that he's experienced. Oh my God. Listen, this is something, family, that takes place a lot, and I believe with all my heart and soul. And listen, I don't have to be right about it. I will gladly share my platform or get in, have a conversation with anyone who perhaps have a different perspective, as long as you can back up back up your perspective. Don't throw anything random at me. Don't tell me how you feel. Share with me your experience based on knowledge. Share with me your experiences based on what you've studied, based on what you've researched, because I do my homework. Listen, I'm telling you, family, that many years ago, in fact, all the way back in 1991, there was a study that was developed by an incredible gentleman by the name of John Bowley. And John, who is a psychoanalyst, he discovered something known as attachment theory. And then what his initial studies that he began to conduct, and this attachment theory that he originated, was then also further embraced. And really, this whole incredible psychological theory came about from Mary Ainsworth. And John and Mary agree that people's early relationships in life, the relationships they experience early on in life, from childhood to their teenage years to early adulthood, the relationships they had early on shapes their thinking and how they develop romantic relationships all the way into their adulthood. So now the attachment theories begin with the parents and or caregivers, because some people don't have parents. Maybe someone has gone through a foster system, or someone had their grandmother, aunts, or uncles, or perhaps cousins adopt them. So whoever their caregiver is, their primary caregiver, then people have an innate desire or ability to shape their thinking on how they develop love relationships based on what they learn from their caregiver or their parent. Now watch this. So now you go through life and you begin to develop relationships. And now whatever experiences you've had, hear this, family. Now, whatever experiences you have in going into a relationship is going to be based on what was spoken into you from the people who are closest to you. So now what I find, Stacy, and I've spoken this to women. I've had conversations with women, and we'll have conversations about how do you resolve arguments? How do you resolve conflict? Are you a yeller? Are you a screamer? I gotta know, because like anybody else, I can get hot-headed too, but for the most part, I like to be laid back. I like to be chill. I just believe that there's always a loving, civil way for us to resolve issues. So I gotta know, are you one that is prone to violence? Because like I'm not that dude. And if you are a violent person, then just please let me know up front, so this can be an alpha and omega date, the first and the last. Oh my God, Dr. G, well, that's not fair. You're not giving her a chance. No, I just need to know up front, because I already know that I'm not one who's prone to violence. And so I don't want to be connected with someone who's violent. And I'm not going to try to change you. It's not my job to change you. It's my job to love you based on where you are. But if there is some areas of your life where you've suffered some trauma and you haven't been healed of that trauma, I need to know that up front, because I know, ladies, this is uncomfortable. I know this is uncomfortable and it's an unpopular conversation, but listen, just as sure, ladies, as you don't want to be with someone who you know has a history of abuse, we as men don't want to be with someone who has a history of violent outbreaks. Come on. Listen, Lady Shira, no drive-bys. I gotta know, Lady Jewel, I gotta know, Markiba, that you know, your relationship style and how you develop relationships is not based on insecurities, which stems from pain, unresolved soul wounds from your past. So I got to know those things up front. Just like you're going to need me to be upfront about my issues, and I'm definitely going to be upfront with them. I need you to be upfront too. And this is an unpopular conversation, Estelita, Markiba, because a lot of women say, well, if the man is strong enough, he can love that woman through anything. Well, ladies, we expect the same of you. If you're strong enough, you can love us through anything. But now watch this. You deserve to know things up front so you can determine what you want to deal with and what you do not want to deal with. Hello. Listen, I dated a wonderful lady, and I began to pray about her early on because I have very, very strong feelings about her. I mean, we clicked right away. It was wonderful. She's a wonderful, brilliant, intelligent sister. But I discerned something that was just not quite clicking for me. Watch this, Nichelle, Miss Trila. I discerned something that wasn't quite clicking, and I couldn't put my finger on it. But something like, have you ever tasted something and it tastes good overall, but then it has a really kind of sour aftertaste, like something missing in there. You need to put another ingredient in there. Something is just off, right? That's how I felt about this relationship. And so I began to pray. So now I'm asking God, please, God, reveal to me what I'm sensing, because I want to make sure it's not me. Because if it's me, God, let me be checked. God, let me make sure that I'm right. And I don't want to look at her negatively if these feelings are out of order, right? Oh my God. Listen, our first date, we got into a wonderful, deep conversation. And she basically shared with me, watch this. She basically shared with me that she had an affinity for women. Oh my God. Listen, no shame, no shade, no judgment. My question is, do you still have a desire to have relationships with women? And here's what she said, and I quote, "It's just easier having a relationship with a woman versus having a relationship with a man." So at this moment, I already have Israel Houghton singing in my ear, in my spirit. You are Alpha and Omega. This will be an Alpha and Omega date. First and the last. the beginning and the end. I know I can't sing, y'all, but trust me, I follow through. Listen. Woo! Listen. Nichelle, I could not believe it. I'm sitting here, and this was a surreal moment. I'm telling you, I'm like, oh my God. Listen, Miss Deborah, I promise you, I'm sitting here like, I mean, and she spoke it with such clarity and conviction. Watch this, Miss Tina. She spoke that thing to me like I should understand where she's coming from. Like I should just know that what she said is right. Because we as men, we're so difficult that I should understand that as a woman, hey, it's just easier for me to go down this pathway versus having a relationship with you because, hey, y'all men are difficult. Y'all men are complex. And I was like, hamburger. I never even heard about that. So I said, okay, this will be an Alpha and Omega date, first and the last. I'm going to pronounce the benediction. As soon as we pull up, I'm going to pronounce the benediction. May the Lord watch between me and thee. And we about to be absent one from another. Bless you. Listen, Nichelle, I'm telling you, Jewel, this was a surreal moment. I'm thinking, I was like, oh my God, is it real? Oh my God, is it real? I was like, oh my God. I'm like, am I really experiencing? Like, man, I couldn't fathom. I mean, my mind was racing because, you know, I'm going in between the man on a date mode and, you know, Dr. G, the relationship consultant mode. I'm going in between these modes and I'm like, okay, Gerald, okay, be understanding, be patient, and just listen to her and hear her heart. I'm like, okay, I just need to be quiet and just listen to her heart. And the man part of me who's on the date is like, baby, if you still had some kind of desire for a woman, if you're still enamored with women, but hamburger, why am I out on a date with you? I just spent some good money on you, praise God. We could have saved this money, hunty, and we could have just been on a conversation. We could have had a phone date. Jewel, she said it like it was normal. Listen, Sandra Fabiola, bless you, dear. Yeah, Estelita, not just a benediction. It should have been a cotton picking eulogy. Yeah. Shira, come on, listen. I'm going back in between. I'm like, okay, let's see. Should I consult with her? Should I pray for her? Should I run? Or should I cast this devil out in the name of the Lord? You know, I mean, all kind of things was going through my head. I'm telling you, listen, Miss Thomas, I'm telling you, over and out. Done, son. All right. So listen, let's get into it. So now, as we continued having conversation, I realized where it came from. And it came from her dealing with a high level of, bless you, Miss Jackie. It came from a high level of promiscuity, even from her childhood. And that's true for most everyone who have these imbalanced, unhealthy sexual desires, these unhealthy, toxic appetites. And so now here's 3 things I want to share with you, family. And if you have note-taking material, please write these things down because this is going to be a blessing to you. It's going to be very helpful for you. All right. Number 1, people always ask me, Dr. G, well, what do I talk about on the date? How do I initiate? How do we have conversation? Because after we get past what I call, family, the salad bar conversation, which is the initial conversation of kind of going on the surface level and getting to know each other, then what are some of the things, what are some good conversation pieces to talk about on a date? Well, number 1, you want to convey, ladies, let me speak to you first, because ladies, I really got to help y'all because some of y'all are like hamburger. Some of y'all are like investigators, like detectives, you know. You interrogating the brother instead of showing genuine interest in asking him questions, making him feel good and comfortable about opening his heart and sharing with you his experiences and how he thinks and so on and so forth. But you interrogate the brother so deep, the brother just feels like, oh my God, maybe I don't want to open up. Oh my God, I'm not sure. Is this a safe place or not? So listen, ladies, you want to show genuine interest in the brother, all right? Don't grab the light, and shine it on the brother's face. So how many women have you ever been with in your life? Who you sleeping with? Who you with? Who you with? You don't want to get in there, so what's you and your mama's relationship like? Is your kids all right? Those kind of conversations are going to naturally evolve organically, and a man is going to open up and share those things naturally with you. After he knows he's in a safe place. Ladies, one of the biggest misnomers of relationships between men and women is women thinking that men don't have emotions. Even I was in a conversation in this room, on a conversation today, and when a woman said to me, she says, well, Dr. G, I just think that men are so apathetic. She said, and these are her words, and I quote, G, where are the good men? Because in my experience, I'm finding that just men are just apathetic, and they're just not even willing to even build a relationship. They're not even willing to invest themselves into a relationship. And I'm like, wow, I'm sorry you've had that experience, but your experience is infinitesimally small compared to the grand scheme of things and what's real, that there are a lot of good single men who are out here, and they are marriage ready. All right. I'm personally counseling 4 of them right now. Let's see, 2, 3 of which who have never been married. I'm personally counseling them right now. So ladies, you would say, well, where are these brothers at? Where are these brothers at? Ladies, they're out there. My question is to you, where are you at? Because in my experience, again, 19 years of experience as a relationship, my experience, most of you awesome women of God, your whole life consists of work, church, and home. Work, church, and home. Work, church, take the kids here, take the kids there, and back at home. Zero social life. And the only social life you really are having is when you're going out, hanging out with the girls. And so if a good man sees you with a pack of sisters, he ain't about to come holler at you. Well, if he's a real man, he should come over here and say something. No, boo. If you're a real woman and you want to make yourself available, you should be okay with approaching and initiating a conversation, because we ain't about to come over you when you over there in the pack of women. Nope. Most men are not going to approach you in that setting. Some will, most will not. All right? Because y'all know y'all be turning up. Y'all be turning up and clowning. Watch this. Stephanie, you might have sincere interest in this man, but your friend is going to find something about him that's off. I don't know. Look at his shoes. What's wrong with his shoes? He has some nice shoes on. I don't know. Them don't look like real Gucci's. Are they real Gucci's? I don't know. He probably got them from the Sloss and Swap Me, honey, please. She going to find something negative to say about him. Oh, look at his belt. Oh, how come one eyebrow is like this and the other eyebrows like this? I don't know. Something about him. So here we go again. Trauma transfer. Based on her unhappiness and a lack of self-worth, people who lack self-esteem and people who lack self-worth, they seek to criticize, ridicule, and are judgmental against others. Come on, Miss Monica. It's always something. And listen, this is in the church as well as in secular arenas. So listen. So ladies, when you are out in social settings, if you have an expectation that, and let's say, ladies, that you see a couple of good single men in the room, ladies, what you need to do as a woman, you need to break away from your friends and either position yourself to be seen if ladies, for those of you who are a bit reluctant or refuse to initiate a conversation with a gentleman, by the way, ladies, there's no scripture in the Bible, nor is it unethical or immoral for a woman to make an introduction and initiate conversation with a man. Again, attachment theory, attachment disorders. Most of us have our minds and our romantic interests shaped by the person or persons who are our caregivers, parents, grandparents, oh my God, parents, grandparents, or other authority figures in our life. So I've heard so many women says, oh no, I'm a woman, I'm a lady, I'm a virtuous woman, I'm not supposed to start a conversation. Where does it say that? Where in the world does it say that a woman can't initiate a conversation with a man? Now, ladies, please hear me. Let me be clear. A man is supposed to pursue the development of the relationship. A man should be pursuing you, ladies, because you are worthy to be pursued. But if you're in a business setting, or let's just say in a church setting, and there's 100 people in the room, guess what, Jewel? He may not have seen you at all. So now, Jewel, I'm in Canada, I'm at your home church, and I'm just looking around. I'm a stranger to the city. I'm a stranger to your church. I'm just looking around trying to find my way. I don't even know where the men's bathroom is. Ladies, it is a classy, confident woman who can go into that man, see that he's uncomfortable in his setting. You can tell you've never seen him here before. This is your home church. You've never seen him there before. He's probably new to the city, certainly new to this church. Here's your opportunity, Miss Thomas, to go over there and introduce yourself. Boom. Here's your opportunity, Estelita, to go over there and say, hi, my name is Estelita. How are you? Okay, praise the Lord, praise the Lord. Okay, good. Welcome to our church. Is this your first time in the city? Yes, my first time in the city. I don't know where anything is. Now you're going to show, ladies, care and concern for his well-being, which is going to make him feel comfortable and help him to kind of relax. Now you're initiating conversation. And then he says, boy, I'm kind of hungry. Where's a good place to eat? And then you start telling him some good places to eat. Boom, 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 boom. Most men in that moment, ladies, if he finds you attractive, guess what he's going to do? Well, if you're by yourself, would you mind coming out with me and having lunch? Boom. Now, and of course, ladies, in that moment, you got to protect yourself. You drive your car. Let him drive his car and you drive your car. All right. And you go and meet. And now, boom, here you have a beautiful opportunity. Guess how it happened? You took the initiative and introduced yourself. And now you don't know how God may bless that relationship. This man could be the answer to your prayers in one of two ways or both. He could be the answer to your prayer in that he is a multi-million-dollar businessman and is a funder and incubator of other businesses. And you've been praying that God would send a financier to invest in your business. Boom, because you took the initiative. You met a man of God that God sent to you. And here he is to fund the vision that God has given you. Or on the romantic side, this man could be your husband. But because he's in a city where he's never been before, at your home church where he's never been before, if you fail to take the initiative to introduce yourself, another sister will. How you doing? Y'all all right? Another sister gonna introduce herself. Listen, in my travels, family, and I'm blessed to travel all over the country. I don't think I've ever been any place. I don't think I've ever been any place where I walked in that sanctuary, I walked into that church, or I walked into the hotel conference room or the conference center, whatever the venue is. I don't think I've ever been any place where a woman hasn't come up to me and introduced herself. Now, there are some places where it's a very strict environment and they made sure that they had men around me. And that always makes me feel good. They make sure they have men around me. But for the most part, with the exception of a man who's been assigned to me as an adjutant, it's always wonderful to receive the love and the hospitality from a woman to a man. It is a good thing. And it makes a man really feel good. Watch this, ladies. And it helps a man to open up and begin to share his heart with you. Ah, my God in heaven. Ooh, I need to teach a class. Come on, Lady Shira, help me up in here. Lady Shira says direct eye contact will help overcome the shyness. Give the direct, pleasant eye contact to let him know that it's okay to approach you. Oh my God, Lady Shira, thank you so much. Ladies, please, please, baby, please, 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 baby, please, baby, 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 please, please, my sisters, please don't look at your phone when you're talking to a man. If I'm talking to you and you're talking on your phone the whole time, guess what? I'm gonna quickly bring this conversation to a close, because any woman who's on her phone while I'm standing right here in her face and she's on her phone. Now, I'm not talking about an emergency where her child is calling her parent is calling her, business situation. I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about your little friend just texting like, "Ooh, well, excuse me a second, my friend called me." You know, guess what? Guess what, ladies? I promise you, this conversation is about to quickly come to a close because it's rude and it's disrespectful. What you're saying to me in this moment with your actions, you don't have to verbalize it. What you're saying to me in this moment with your actions, you're saying that I'm not worthy of having your undivided attention. That I'm not worthy of having your undivided attention. Most of you are on this broadcast right now. Most of you are connected to me in one way or another, either through late night love chats or through prayer or through my teaching broadcasts. My phone is always ringing, pinging, and texting the whole time while we're on from all over the world. Even when I'm on with y'all praying at 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning, people from other countries that are in other time zones sending me a text, sending me a file, sending me some feedback from a group meeting or a Zoom meeting or something else. This phone is ringing and pinging so that I am not rude to you and I'm giving you all my undivided attention. I put my phone on do not disturb, because guess what, ladies and gentlemen? If you tune into my broadcast, you deserve my undivided attention. How rude is it, Michelle, Sandra, Miss Thomas, Lisa? How rude is it for people to be on their phone texting in a conversation that is not of urgent matter? It is not a family issue. It's not an emergency. It's a social minute. Or worse, you're checking your social media. So I need you to understand, ladies, that as Lady Shira said, direct eye contact. Okay, this is going to be helpful for both of you, because guess what it does for us, ladies? When you give us direct eye contact, it shows us that you're interested. Now that makes me want to pursue the development of the relationship with you. All you did was initiate a conversation, introduce yourself. Now I'm going to want to pursue you because you're giving me direct eye contact. You know, our grandmothers taught us that the eyes are the windows to the soul. So now when a woman gives me direct eye contact, it's letting me know that at the very least, she's interested and she's open to me pursuing something with her. All right? Watch this. Watch this. So now I need you to oh, Jasmine, I don't know. I'm sure that experience happens both for men and women. But for the most part, I personally don't know men like that, Jasmine. And I'm being very honest with you. I personally don't know men like that, because as men, especially those of us who are leaders, we encounter all different types of women, and women who are so-called unattractive or whatever. And I was always raised, Jasmine, to treat all people with respect. So it doesn't matter if a woman is a superstar, a baddie, a hottie, or if she's not very attractive at all. I treat everybody with respect. And every man that's connected to me is the same. I just don't hang out nor associate with men who are disrespectful. To look at a woman just because she's not a knockout or steps off the pages of a magazine that that he's disrespectful to her. I know you ain't looking at me, girl. Please, you better go jump off a bridge. Like I don't even associate with people like that, period. I know that it does happen though, Jasmine, but it happens on both sides. Because I've been rejected by women too. I've had women, I'll tell you all this funny story. And this is one of the reasons why men spend so much time and money into buying cars and things, because of the mindset of many women, not most, but many women. So I was at Magic Johnson Starbucks in LA, and this is in the early 2000s. And at this particular Starbucks in Ladera Heights, Lady Shira, at this particular Starbucks, we have poetry night every Wednesday. Some of the baddest poets in Southern California would be at this event at Magic Johnson Starbucks on Wednesday nights. Man, this thing was lit, and the place would be packed out there. I mean, it was beautiful, and I mean, it was multicultural. You would see Latino people, Asian people, white people, black people, just beautiful. I mean, like 100 people or more sitting out in front of this Starbucks. Watch this. So I pull up one night. Now, if you know anything about this area, Ladera Heights in the LA area, it is a very well-to-do area within the Black community. In fact, they consider this area to be a part of the Black Beverly Hills. Many famous Black people and very affluent Black people live in this area of Ladera Heights. In fact, if some of you have seen the movie Something New with Sanaa Lathan, where she meets this wonderful white gentleman and ultimately marries him. That movie, which also included Mike Epps and other great actors, it was filmed right there. The first scene of it was filmed at that Starbucks. That's where they met. That movie, Something New with Sanaa Lathan. You got to check it out. It's a really, really good movie. Filmed in my neighborhood, y'all, in the LA area, View Park, Crenshaw area. So anyway, this Starbucks had this poetry night and it was lit. I mean, all kind of people would come, and I'll never forget, because it is a place where many affluent people gather. You love that movie, Miss Wendy? Listen, so people gather there. So when you pull up at that Starbucks, it's closed now. But when you pulled up at that Starbucks, Jaguars, Range Rovers, Mercedes-Benz, BMWs, nothing but the best of the best cars all out there. Well, at this time, I was working as a marketing director at a mortgage company. I made a decent level of money. Not a lot of money, but I made a decent amount of money. And I had a Ford Focus. I pull up at the event, practically brand new Ford Focus. When I stepped out of my car, there was a group of beautiful young ladies that were there. And I'm at the car and I'm really, really nervous. So what I do to kind of offset my nervousness, I just love on, Shira. I'm like you, Lady Shira. I love on and speak to everybody. So I'm speaking, hey, what's up, bro? What's up? Hey, what's up, dog? What's up? What's up? You on tonight? Yeah, I'm on tonight, man. Ooh. It's like, all right, we're going to check you out. We're going to check you out, G. We're going to check you out. Boom. And here's this beautiful pack of girls, about 6 or 7 of them. And I get out of my car and I walk by them. I said, good evening, ladies. All the ladies turned around, looked me up and down, and didn't say a word. They all started laughing. Like I was out of my mind, Jasmine, that I even spoke to them. They were looking at me like, girl, please, he just got out of a Ford Focus. Okay. I know he didn't try to speak to me. You got out of a Ford Focus. Go kill yourself, okay? Okay, who he think he is, honey, please? He ain't got no money, okay? You ain't got no money. I was embarrassed in that moment, but I'm born and raised in LA. So I know the spirit among a lot of materialistic women who are like that in LA. So I get it. So I didn't even trip. It did bother me for a hot second, but I got to set my focus because I'm on the program to perform tonight. Watch this, y'all. I lie not. Tell you the total truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. I'm number 7 on the program. I I'm sitting there, I'm getting in my zone, and boom, 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 boom. Some of the other more seasoned poets, because I was a novice poet, some of the more seasoned poets, they giving me little tips like, okay, yeah, G, when you get up there, boom, get up there and just jump right into it. So I'm like, okay, so I'm getting pumped up. When I got up there on that thing, off that mic, I blew that thing up. The piece that I spoke that night was entitled "Appreciate Before It's Too Late." And I spoke that piece, man. Boom. It was a mic drop moment. I promise you, I'm not exaggerating. I got a standing ovation. Everybody wasn't just doing this. People stood up and gave me a standing ovation. Afterward, there was these two precious older ladies. They had just bought some t-shirts from the store across the shopping mall. And they came over and asked me to sign their t-shirts. So I'm signing their t-shirts. And I was like, oh my God, I'm embarrassed. This is embarrassing. People started coming over. And guess what? Two of the ladies of that same little group was coming over trying to holler. I looked at them. Y'all know I didn't get their phone number, nor did I give them my phone number. I looked at them and said, thank you very much. I was kind to them. I wasn't rude to them like they were rude to me. My point is that oftentimes women will throw off and make it seem like you're not worthy of even interacting with them based on their perception of you. Because LA is a really big car city. If you ain't rolling a nice ride, people think you ain't about nothing or that you don't have money. So it was really, really, really funny. It was really, really, really funny because when they looked at me, they were like, did you just get out of a Ford Focus and you come to trying to talk to me? Okay. I only date men that got a Benz, a Beamer, a Bentley, or a Range Rover. Okay. See? So I don't talk to men like you, okay? What you need to do, hunty, is get some munty, hunty. And if you get some munty, you can come and talk to me. Okay? So I was like, oh, man. Listen. And so here it is. This is what causes a lot of men to be so focused on having material gain, money, clothes, cars, and all that stuff that they can't even afford because for them, they have had their minds shaped by the negative influence that they've received from other women. So getting back to the topic at hand, trauma transfer, same principle. Many of us have gone, I know, Sharon. Why am I like this, right? Listen, I'm telling you, Lady Jewel, Ness, listen. And listen, I'm not saying they gold diggers, but they ain't messing with no broke. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me keep it holy because I'm a preacher. Praise God. So here it is. Listen. So now, watch this, Miss Thomas. This is going to help somebody. Jasmine said, I'm from Miami. I believe you. Listen, any town that's big and having cars, Sandra, any town that's big and having cars, I'm telling you, you're going to find materialistic people like that. Now, here's the 3 love nuggets I want to leave with y'all tonight. Trauma transfer. Number 1, any healthy relationship is going to have, let me say it like this. Any healthy relationship that you have is going to require adjustments, changes, and sacrifices. The moment that you start engaging with somebody in conversation, you're going to be able to pick up whether or not this this relationship is worthy of your investment. Ladies, please hear me. Gentlemen, please hear me. I'm an equal opportunity preacher, y'all. I got your back, ladies and gentlemen. You're going to know right off if you are listening, all right? Because listen, on a human level, we are all inherently selfish. I know some of you big givers. I'm such a giver. I'm so kind. I'm so generous. I just love people. And I always give. No. You may have matured to that point, but on a human level, every single one of us as human beings, we are inherently selfish. The first law of nature is what? Self-preservation. So we are all going to be thinking about self first. It takes a mature person to graduate to the level where you start thinking about the other person in addition to thinking about you. All right. Now, that said, You have to be willing to come into the relationship, Miss Markiba, Miss Deborah. We have to come into the relationship thinking about what I can give to the relationship, not just what I can gain from the relationship. What value are you bringing to the relationship? All right. Now, adjustments, changes, and sacrifices. You're going to know right off when you start engaging with someone in conversation, no matter what they've been through, you're going to know if this person is healed from the trauma that they've been through. Because when you start talking about the potential adjustments that we would need to make to merge into a relationship, and this is the first 1 to 3 conversations, because listen, everybody's going to bring the best version of themselves to the table. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I know some of y'all call them the representatives, but this is not really being fake as much as it is doing what we all should do, and that is endeavoring to make a good first impression. It's not being fake. It's not being phony. It's being intelligent. It's being considerate of the other person. You don't want to bring the worst version of yourself. I would hope that you don't come to a date with your hair tied up and with cucumbers covering your eyes and a mask on with avocado dip or Noxzema, right? That's you, but you're not going to bring that version of yourself to a date, right? Come on, brothers. I would hope you would not show up to a date with a wave cap on and house shoes. That's not being fake if you don't show up like that. It's you bringing the best version of yourself to the date, to the relationship. Now, that said, once we begin engaging in real conversation, after we get past the little salad bar conversation and the initial getting to know you, now we're going to get into a deeper level of conversation, because the ultimate objective, ladies and gentlemen, is to determine whether or not we share what I call, Jewel, COP, compatibility of purpose. Do we share compatibility of purpose? Watch this, Miss Thomas, because I may be strongly attracted to you, Miss Sonia, Miss Monica, a wave cap. Yes, and some brothers have done it. Oh my God. Ladies, if a man shows up with a wave cap on, I don't care if it's a diamond studded wave cap. If a man shows up on a date with you wearing a wave cap, please make that an alpha and omega date, the first and the last. If he shows up with a wave cap on, I don't care. Listen. All right. So anyway, here we go. So now you want to learn what kind of pain this person has dealt with, because we've all been through some trauma. I know you all think that, oh no, I want to get with somebody, I want to date and ultimately marry somebody who doesn't have any baggage. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, you can throw that in the trash right now. We all have baggage. Every single one of us. We all have baggage. You just want to make sure that you have somebody who is not carrying an excessive amount of baggage that's going to be overwhelming for you. Because if we come into a relationship with each other and we're moving in this relationship toward oneness, I'm going to be the one who's going to help you unpack some of this baggage, like you're going to help me unpack some of the baggage that I have, right? We're going to do that for each other. Somebody write this in the chat real quick. Healthy relationships are reciprocal. Healthy relationships are reciprocal. There's never a one way. It doesn't matter, ladies, if he's got a ton of money and he can afford to get you off of your job and you can retire. You need to be thinking as a woman, as a virtuous woman. I'm going to already be praying as a woman, and I'm going to be asking God to show me what his needs are. Because your design from God is to be a helpmeet. That's if you want to be a wife. Now, if you're content with being a girlfriend, that's something else. But if you know that you are a wife, then when you get connected to a man romantically, you should already be praying and thinking about, how can I help this man fulfill vision? Not just what you can receive from him, but what do you bring to him? Brothers, the same thing is true for us. It doesn't matter how much money we have. All right. We've got to be thinking not just what can she do for me, but you want to be making sure, brothers, that you are taking the time to hear her heart. And brothers, don't be on your phone when she's talking. Put this phone on mute, put it on silent, put it on do not disturb, and take the time to look this precious woman in the eye and hear her heart, because women are often giving us the cheat codes to how she feels, how she thinks. Sometimes they don't know what they feel. Sometimes they don't know what they think. But if you are having a serious, intimate conversation, brothers, I promise you, she's going to give you the answers. You just have to make sure you are listening. Not just, yeah, I heard you. What did I say? I don't know, baby, but I heard you. No. Not just hear her, my brothers. Listen. Listen to her. Because when she shares her heart, she's going to be sharing you what time it is, right? And you want to be taking that in, brothers, because the Bible says that we are to dwell with these precious women as we move the relationship to the wife level, dwell with our wives according to knowledge. She shared with you insight. And in addition to the insight she shared, you have prayed and you've heard from her father about how she flows, her whole get down, right? And it's going to always evolve. Don't worry. We're gonna forever be in school trying to learn these precious women. We're gonna forever. That's a school we ain't gonna never graduate from, ever. Welcome to class. So don't worry about it. But what's going to happen is when your woman knows that you hear her and she feels understood, she's going to feel safe, she's going to feel secure, and she will open up her heart, brothers. And I promise you, when you got the right woman, she will give you anything. She's going to move heaven and earth to make sure you feel loved, that you feel honored as a king, and that you feel covered just as much as you are covering her. All right. I love how God made the woman. God made the woman to be a receiver. So when you give her the seed of your time, the seed of understanding, the seed of your care and consideration, and when you cover this woman in prayer, bruh, I'm telling you, bruh, you cover that woman in prayer and you cover her right, it sets everything up for tonight. Listen, I'm trying to help y'all up in here. All right, last love nugget. I got to go, y'all, because I got to get ready for midnight prayer. I got to get ready. Last love nugget I'm going to leave with you is this. Don't pursue the romance prematurely. Don't pursue the romance prematurely. Listen, the physical intimacy aspect of a relationship is the easiest part of the relationship to develop. All right. It doesn't take no spiritual insight. It doesn't take any great level of wisdom. It's just two people connecting on a physical level that do what a man and a woman do when they're attracted to each other and they want to give to each other in that way. It's the easiest part of the relationship to develop. All right. Don't focus there. Don't pour any energy there. It's going to happen naturally. You don't want to pursue that part prematurely, because if you do, it's going to cloud your judgment. It's going to hinder your discernment, and you're not going to be able to see potential red flags when they come. Or you'll see the red flags, but you'll compromise, because after all, she gave me that ooh wee. And you know what? She gave me that ooh wee. I guess I can ignore the fact that she carries a knife and switchblades in her hair. Oh my God. Yeah, I guess I can ignore that because, ooh wee. Ladies, y'all know I'm telling the truth. He gave you that ooh wee and made you go, ooh wee, ooh. And after he gave you that ooh wee, you start compromising on everything else. Well, I guess it's okay that he kicks dogs and cats. well, I guess it's okay that he doesn't have a job. He hasn't worked in 8 years. I guess it's okay. That's the easiest part of the relationship to develop. So don't pursue the romantic part prematurely. All right? I'm sorry, Apostle Mister. You know your brother. Pray for me. I need a lot of prayer. Listen, Focus on the friendship first, because the most beautiful relationship that is sustained for a lifetime is between a man and a woman who not only love each other, but when a man and a woman like each other. At the foundation of their relationship is friendship. So, yes, the romantic part is important. Compatibility of purpose, COP, that's super important. But what we're focusing on first is friendship. I want to be able to talk to you. Can we have a conversation? Listen, y'all, I told you I'm born and raised in LA. Hollywood, Hollywood. There's tons of beautiful women out in Hollywood. Are you kidding? Hollywood is the entertainment capital of the world. I can take you down to Santa Monica or Hollywood right now, and we can run into 10 different women who moved to Hollywood because they have dreams of being an actress, dreams of being a singer, dreams of being a producer, dreams of being a director, dreams of being something somewhere in the entertainment industry. All right? We can sit in any restaurant in Southern California. There are people like that there. All right? I'm born and raised there, y'all. Been there my whole life. All right? Listen, my point is that all of those things are surface level stuff. All right? You really want to make sure that beyond the surface level stuff, you want to get to know who they are on the inside, not just trip on all of this wonderful stuff on the outside. All right? Because LA, Hollywood, is the entertainment capital of the world, people in that city, in that town, in that region, they're all going to be going to the gym and, getting makeup and getting hair whipped and all this. They're going to be all doing that stuff. What's underneath? That's who you want to get to know. So when we're talking about relationship, we don't want to talk about the romantic stuff. We don't want to talk about the sex stuff. All that'll happen down the road, and it'll be beautiful when it happens, especially if you do it at the right time, under the covenant of marriage, not dating, not, oh, we're exclusive now, not we moving in together, but marriage. That's what's going to make it phenomenal. But in closing, ladies and gentlemen, if you focus on friendship first, now you're pouring concrete in to the foundation, and now you can build something strong. All right? Because reality is, even when we get married, we ain't going to always feel like we're in love with each other. That's TV stuff. You don't feel like you're in love every single day. Come on. Some of y'all have been serving God for over 20 years. You ain't been in love with Jesus every day. Shout out to Jonathan Butler. Falling in love with Jesus. You won't be in love with Jesus like that every day. Come on, y'all. Tell the truth and shame the devil in here tonight. Come on. You ain't in love with the Lord like that every day. Tell the truth and shame the devil. So if you ain't in love with God like that every day, you know you ain't gonna be in love with a ninja like, okay, y'all don't want to keep it real. Listen, y'all don't want y'all don't want to keep it 100. Y'all don't want to keep it 100. And even though many of you who have a great level of energy and a high libido and great sexual passion and all that kind of stuff, you ain't going to be wanting to have sex every single day either. I know some of y'all right now, especially if you've been without for a long time. Oh, when I get married, it's going to be on. My husband going to be getting it every day. We're going to be getting it in. Okay, that'll last for the first few months. And that will begin to wane. That'll begin to wane. I don't care if you are a workout warrior, okay? For the whole duration of your marriage, I promise you, y'all ain't gonna be wanting to have sex every single day, all right? So what other things do we enjoy about each other outside of the bedroom? Do y'all got anything else going on? Because I promise you, if we invest in the foundation of friendship, the sex life is going to be off the chain, because there's so many other wonderful things that I enjoy about you, and getting to know you, it makes our sex life even better, because the greatest sex organ is not between our legs. The greatest sex organ is between our ears. I'm going to say that again. That's going to save somebody's life. The greatest sex organ, beloved, is not between our legs. It's what's between our ears, our brain. This is the greatest sex organ. All right. I love y'all. I hope this has been helpful. Hope this has been helpful. I'll come back. I don't know if I'll come back this weekend, but I'll come back at some point. We'll go deeper. I didn't even scratch the surface of what I wanted to cover tonight. I just shifted. Bless you, Miss Angel. Thank you all for coming in. I wish I can get this many. Apostle Misty, I wish I can get this many people in for prayer at midnight. People, I come on talking about love. Everybody be pulling up. Grandma be pulling up. Is that Dr. G on there talking about love? Hold on, baby. Let me get my popcorn. Wait a minute. Let me put my teeth in first. Yeah, I like Dr. G. Let me put my teeth in and get my popcorn ready. You know, everybody come in. Everybody comes in when I'm talking about relationships. I come on for prayer, hamburger. I might get 25, 25 or 30. Oh my God in heaven. All right. I love y'all. Thank you for coming in. Make sure you're following me so when I go live, you'll be able to get the notification when I go live. I'll come back on. I'm not sure if I'll come on tomorrow. I think I'll be traveling tomorrow, but at some point I'll come back on. All right. Love you. Blessings on you, fam. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Yeah. Get your popcorn ready. Put your teethus in. Put your teethus in. Listen, we'll be back on tonight. I'm coming back on in about 2 hours. We'll be back on for Third Watch Prayer Force, midnight Eastern, y'all. Come on in because we're going to be dealing with some really good stuff tonight. I'm going to be praying specifically tonight, praying for singles. I'm going to be specifically praying for singles tonight, believing God for us to be connected to our purpose partner. All right. We're going to be talking about that tonight. I'm going to be talking about the process that you have to go through with God to prepare yourself to be a husband, to prepare yourself to be a wife. We're going to be covering that tonight at midnight. All right. Midnight Eastern, 11 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. on the West Coast. All right. That's tonight, right here on Facebook, right here on YouTube. Midnight Eastern, 11 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. on the West Coast. All right. We're coming in praying specifically for singles tonight. All the single people. All right. Get your hands up. All right, fam. Love you. Blessings on you. This is your brother, G Hightower. We'll see you tonight, midnight Eastern time. God bless.